Hello everyone, my name is Sagarika and I'm studying in third year aerospace at MVJ College of Engineering, Bangalore. Today, I would like to talk to you about the first Indian human spaceflight program known as Gaganyaan Mission. Recently, the Union Minister of Science and Technology informed that the human spaceflight module of Gaganyaan will be launched after the second unmanned mission planned in 2022-23. Gaganyaan mission aims to send a three-member crew to space for 5 to 7 days by 2022, when India completes its 75th year of independence. First unmanned mission is planned to be sent in December 2021, but it has been delayed due to COVID-19 India's lockdown. In this presentation, I am going to focus on the mentioned topics in the contents as shown. The Prime Minister of India, in his Independence Day address, announced that an Indian astronaut would go into space by 2022, when India celebrates its 75th year of independence. In pursuance of his goal, India and France have announced a working group of Gaganyaan, ISRO, and CNES, the French space agencies, will work together in the fields of space medicine, astronaut health monitoring, life support, radiation protection, space debris protection, and personal hygiene systems. I would like to begin by telling you about the mission. There are questions coming up on this mission. What is Gaganyaan program? What are the goals or objectives of Gaganyaan program? The Gaganyaan program envisages undertaking the demonstration of human spaceflight to low Earth orbit in the short term and will lay the foundation for a sustained Indian human space exploration program in the long run. The objective of Gaganyaan program is to demonstrate indigenous capability to undertake human spaceflight mission to low Earth orbit, that is LEO. As part of this program, two unmanned missions and one manned mission are approved by Government of India. As you all know, this Gaganyaan mission is organized by Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. Under the Gaganyaan schedule, there are three flights to be sent into orbit. That is, two unmanned flights and one human space flight. The Gaganyaan system module, called the orbital module, will have three Indian astronauts, including Herberman. It will circle Earth at low Earth orbit at an altitude of 300 to 400 kilometers from Earth for 5 to 7 days. The total cost of Gaganyaan program will have 9,023 crores. Let's move on to the next slide. In this slide, we are going to talk about the timeline used for Gaganyaan mission. In 2004, the ISRO Policy Planning Committee made recommendation for a manned space mission. The preliminary studies and technological development of Gaganyaan was started in 2006 under the generic name Orbital Vehicle. The plan was to design the capsule with an endurance of about 1 week in space and a capacity of two astronauts and a splashdown landing after re-entry. The design was finalized by March 2008 and was submitted to the Government of India for funding. The funding for the Indian Human Spaceflight Program was sanctioned in February 2009. But it fell short of full political support and obtained limited developmental funding. Initially, the first uncrewed flight of an orbital vehicle was proposed to be in 2013, then it was revised to 2016. However, in April 2012, was reported that funding problems placed the future of the project in serious doubt. And in August 2013, it was announced that all crewed spaceflight efforts by India has been designated as being of ISRO's priority list. By early 2014, the project was reconsidered and was one of the main beneficiaries of a substantial budget increase announced in February 2014. ISRO is developing the Gaganyaan orbital vehicle on the tests performed with vehicle scaled 550 kg space capsule recovery space experiment, which was launched and recovered in January 2007. The latest push for the Indian Yemen spaceflight program took place in 2017, and it was accepted and formally announced by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 15 August 2018. The current design calls for a crew of 3 ISRO will perform 4 biological and 2 physical science experiments related to microgravity during the Gaganyaan mission. ISRO is planning to replace hydrogen for green propellant in Gaganyaan mission, for which liquid propulsion system center is already working on. A monopropellant blended formulation consisting of hydroxyl ammonium nitrate (HEN) and ammonium nitrate methanol and water. The next topic we are going to discuss is about the payload used in the mission. It consists of crew module and the service module, where the crew module carries human beings and the service module is powered by 2 liquid propellant engines. Now, let us discuss what is the purpose of uncrewed missions before crewed mission. The uncrewed missions are for technology demonstration, safety, and reliability verification and will be heavily instrumented to study the performance of systems before crewed flight. Gaganyaan service module is powered by 2 liquid propellant engines as discussed before. Based on the payload capability of GSLV-3 booster, the service module would have a mass of approximately 3000 kg. Gaganyaan crew module is a fully autonomous 12,000 pound safe spacecraft designed to carry a 3-member crew to orbit and safely return to the Earth after a mission duration of up to 7 days. Its 2.1 ton, that is 6,400 pounds service module is powered by liquid propellant engines. The crew module is mated to the service module and together they constitute 8.2 ton, that is 18,000 pounds orbital module. The space capsule will have life support and environmental control systems. It will be equipped with emergency mission abort and emergency escape that can be done at the first stage or second stage of the rocket burn. The nose of the original version of the orbital vehicle was free of a docking mechanism, but primary entry was evidently through a side hatch secured by explosive bolts. Following to non-crewed orbital flight, demonstrations of a spacecraft, a crewed Gaganyaan is slated to be launched on the GSLV Mk3 launcher no earlier than 2023. Though the spacecraft is designed to carry 3 people, it is likely to that the first flight will be carrying only one person for the mission. Now let's discuss about the launch. GSLV Mk3, also known as LVM3, that is Launch Vehicle Mark III, the three-stage heavy lift launch vehicle has been used for the Gaganyaan mission during launch as it has the necessary payload capability. Now let us discuss the new technologies required for the Gaganyaan program. The major new technologies required for Gaganyaan program includes as follows: human-rated launch vehicle, crew escape systems, life support system, crew selection and training, the associate crew management activities. About 16 minutes after liftoff from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, SDSC, Sriharikota, the rocket will inject the spacecraft into the orbit of about 300 to 400 kilometers, that is 190 to 250 miles above the Earth. When ready to land, its service module and solar panels will be disposed of before re-entry. The capsule would return for her parachute splashdown in the Bay of Bengal. The crew module is equipped with two parachutes for redundancy, while one parachute is good enough for space safe splashdown. The parachutes would reduce the speed of crew model from over 216 meters per second, that is 710 feet per second, to the 111 meters per second, that is 36 feet per second at splashdown. The third launch pad with human rating and more facilities has been under construction in Sriharikota for India's future crewed missions. However, India's maiden crewed mission is expected to take off from second launch pad only. In November 2019, ISRO released tenders for augmentation of second launch pad for Gaganyaan project. To the next, now let me speak about the training in Russia by the astronauts. ISRO's Human Spaceflight Center and GLAC Cosmos, which is a subsidiary of the Russian state corporation Roscosmos, signed an agreement on 1st July 2019 for cooperation in the selection, support, medical examination, and space training of four Indian astronauts. An ISRO technical liaison unit, that is ITLU, will be set up in Moscow to facilitate the development of some key technologies and establishment of special facilities which are essential to support life in space. Till September 2019, Level 1 of astronaut selection process was completed in Bangalore. Selected test pilots underwent physical exercise tests, lab investigations, radiological tests, clinical tests, and evaluation on various facets of their psychology. By November 2019, the Indian Air Force had selected 12 potential astronauts who will then go to Russia for further training in two batches. ISRO has also proposed a 2,700 crore, that is 380 million US dollars, plan to establish an astronaut training center at Chalakere at Chitradurga district. The facility would at least take 2 to 3 years to be established after government's approval. Following their training in Russia for unexpected and extreme situations, Indian astronauts were to return to India in March 2021 for the rest of the training in an Indian module. Although, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, training was put on hold from 28 March to 12 May 2020. CNES is supplying flight system training, flight physicians, and technical teams for Indian Human Spaceflight Program. It is also collaborating and sharing its expertise in the domains of space medicine, astronaut health monitoring, and life support. Now let me speak about the crew used in the Gaganyaan mission. Before that, let me discuss about the eligibility and selection criteria of astronauts selected for Gaganyaan program. For the first crewed mission of Gaganyaan program, astronaut trainees are selected from pool of test pilots. Based on the selection and Indian criterion jointly defined by ISRO and Indian Air Force, which comprises of flying experiences, fitness, psychological and aeromedical evaluation, which includes anthropometric parameters. As for us now, by the selecting criteria, four Indian officers are being selected to become astronauts to crew Gaganyaan into orbit. They have completed 1 year training course in Russia's training center near Moscow. Unlike other nations that have carried out human spaceflight, India will not fly animals into space. Instead, it will fly humanoid robots known as Vyomitra. For a better understanding of what weightlessness and radiation do to the human body during long durations in space, a legless humanoid named as Vyomitra was displayed in January 2020, which is expected to fly onboard uncrewed experimental missions as well as assist astronauts on crewed missions. It is a female humanoid, something that has an experience resembling a human but is robotic and has no legs, as you can see in the picture given in the slide. ISRO Inertial Systems Unit has developed the humanoid in Thiruvananthapuram. It is being built for ISRO's first unmanned Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan will undertake 2 unmanned space flights before the manned mission in which the Vyomitra will be used. Vyomitra can monitor module parameters, alert astronauts, and perform life support operations. Vyomitra can simulate the exact human functions in space. It will check whether the systems are right or not. It is capable of switching panel operations, performing environmental control and life support systems. It is used in conversations with the astronauts, recognizing them and solving their queries. Vyomitra will be very useful to simulate as if a human is flying. Vyomitra can understand both languages, English and Hindi. Now let us move on to the next slide. In this slide, the agencies collaborating with ISRO in Gaganyaan missions are being displayed, that are Indian Armed Forces, Defence Research Development Organization, Indian Maritime Agencies, Indian Meteorological Department, CSIR labs, academic institutes, and industry partners. The significance of the Gaganyaan mission is going to be a major national effort. The overall program coordination, systems engineering and implementation will be carried out by ISRO. Further, the Human Rated Launch Vehicle, Crew Escape System, orbital module, and essential infrastructure will be realized by ISRO, utilizing the in-house expertise and with participation of industry, academia, and national agencies. The private players in country have developed significant expertise in niche areas, and this will be effectively utilized in the program. The most significant help of Gaganyaan mission is to enhance science and technological levels for helping inspire youth and involve in improvement of industrial growth, development of technology for social benefit, and improving international collaboration, and also helps in focusing on regional needs like food, water, and energy security. Now, let me speak about some impact and challenges involved in the Gaganyaan mission. The success of the mission will rekindle public imagination and get the young generation interested in space in particular and science in general. The astronauts would carry out a series of experiments as discussed before, particularly microgravity experiments. India's quest to undertake human spaceflight and its earlier Moon and Mars missions proves the growing sophistications of India's space program and ensures a seat at high table of global governance of outer space. The mission would create 15,000 new employment opportunities, 13,000 of them is private industry. If India thus launched the Gaganyaan mission, it will be fourth nation to do so after the United States, Russia, and China. Now let us discuss what are the likely results of undertaking Gaganyaan program. The human spaceflight program has both tangible and intangible benefits for the nation, which includes as follows. Progress towards a sustained and affordable human and robotic program to explore the solar system and beyond. Advanced technology, capability for undertaking human space exploration, sample return missions, and scientific explorations. Future capability to actively collaborate in global space station development and to carry out scientific experiments of interest to the nation. It helps in creating a broad framework for wider academia industry partnership in taking up developmental activities for national development. And it helps in ample scope for employment generation and human resource development in advancement science and R&D activities, where R&D stands for research and development. Unique opportunities to inspire and excite Indian youth and stir many students towards careers in science and technology, towards challenging jobs that encourage knowledge, innovation, and creativity. This program will strengthen the international partnerships and global security through the sharing of challenging and peaceful goals. It has a vibrant human spaceflight program can be leveraged as a potent foreign policy tool. Now let us discuss the challenges involved in the Gaganyaan mission. India does not even have the facilities to train astronauts, and it is yet to perfect foolproof launch vehicle technology, the basic requirement for a manned space mission. The Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle and Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle The two Indian spacecraft deployed to launch satellites and modules into space are yet to be mandated. The ISRO has not been able to put in place India's own global positioning system in spite of completing the Navy's due to dysfunctional atomic clock in the satellites, rendering the fleet a dead. Where the launch vehicle, crew module, re-entry technology, crew escape systems are in place, monitoring and tracking systems, environmental control and life support systems, space chute and crew support system are still in developmental phase. The launch pad at Sriharikota Spaceport, the Satish Dhawan Space Center will have to be enhanced for the human's mission. The man rating used is, is, is known as to measure the safety and integrity of launch vehicles with zero failure. Now let us know what is the plan of ISRO for a mission beyond Gaganyaan program. After the successful completion of Gaganyaan program, the next step will focus towards achieving capability for a sustained human presence in space. Whether the government is also planning to set up a space station in future, the details thereof, including the human crew model developed for the same, are the questions reminding you. The activities The activities associated with space station will be an extension of Gaganyaan program. The detailed proposals and modalities for space station will be worked out in the future. The Indian space station will be the platform for conducting scientific and industrial research in myriad areas of fundamental, applied, and engineering sciences. The upcoming engine projects of India are Chandrayaan 3 mission, which is a planned new moon mission and likely to be launched in early 2021, and also the Shukrayaan mission. It is a mission to Venus, tentatively known as Shukrayaan. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. We looked at various topics related to the mission. First, I spoke about mission, then we looked at payload systems, launching, training of astronauts, and finally, I explained you about the impact and challenges involved in the mission. Thank you all for your attention. Hope you liked my presentation. Thank you.